Joy Guru, I am Amalendu Chatterjee. I am an ex-associate professor and a SPR. I do discuss religious or spiritual or related topics as far as my little knowledge goes. Do subscribe to this channel of mine, namely Anukul Kotha, if you like my content and deliberation. I would also like to request you to comment upon so that I can be enriched by your comments and suggestions. On this year's birth anniversary of Rabindra Thakur, I want to share my viewpoint regarding the viewpoint of Rabindra Thakur on avatars. Now, in Hindu religion and tradition, there is a system of avatar parampara. That is, it believes that God comes as human form. Then they are called supreme persons, or you can say Purushottam. You see, God takes the form of a human being. That is, it takes an anthropomorphic form, and he comes within us. You see, so that our belief upon God can be enhanced, can be strong. Now, you see, as the first supreme person, Lord Ramachandra has come, and then Lord Krishna, and then Lord Buddha, then Lord Jesus Christ, so on and so forth. Now, that means that God is, you can say, God comes as manifested form. And it is said that when we meditate upon God as manifested form, then it eases our pathway, to realize the God. It is given in Bhagavad Gita also. If you see I think number fifth sloka, number fifth sloka of 12th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is written like this, that kleshodhikotarostesham abhyakta shakto chetosam abhyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavat vira bapate. You see, if I may translate it in English, actually I am quoting the translation of Swami Gambhirananda. For them who have their minds attached to the unmanifest, the struggle is greater. For the goal, which is the unmanifest, is attained with difficulty by the embodied one. It is really very easy to understand, because we are embodied person. We cannot think God as unembodied person, as unmanifested, as unmanifested form. This is simply difficult. This is exactly what Srimad Bhagavad Gita is saying, or you can say Lord Krishna is saying. So therefore, it is easy for us, you can say it is easy to realize about God only when we can see God as manifested form. Now, you see, once upon a time, to be specific, on 25th December 1936, Rabindranath Tagore was invited to deliver a lecture, on birth anniversary of Jesus Christ. At that point of time, he was, I think, 75 years old, because he died on 1941. So, but then he wrote his lecture and sent it to the organizers. And I am telling, or you can say I am telling one paragraph, from that particular writing. It is enough evidence to say that, the viewpoint of Rabindranath on avatar is that he had immense respect on avatars. But he has given more emphasis, you can say he has given more importance, or in other words, he has seen avatars as good human beings. Not that he did denounce their scriptural teachings, but then he has given more emphasis, on their human qualities. That is, they are the embodiments of love, compassion, amity, such and such. And he has even gone to the extent that he is telling that they, as manifested form of God, in other words, they as human beings are more superior than the, you can say, mantras, or you can say mottos or verses of scriptures. You see, let me tell the saying of Rabindranath Tagore at first. He wrote it in Bengali language. Let me tell it in Bengali language at first. He is telling that ভারতবর্ষে উপনিষদের বাণী মানুষকে বল দিয়েছে, কিন্তু সে তো মন্ত্র, ধ্যানের বিষয়। যাদের জীবনে রূপ পেয়েছে সেই বাণী, তাঁরা যদি আমাদের আপন হয়ে আমাদের প্রত্যক্ষ হয়ে আসেন, তবে সে আমাদের মস্ত সুযোগ। কেননা শাস্ত্রবাক্য তো কথা বলে না, মানুষ কথা বলে। একে উপলব্ধি করা সহজ হয় আমাদের পথ, যদি আমরা ভালোবাসতে পারি তাঁদের যারা মানুষকে ভালোবেসেছেন। বুদ্ধ যখন অপরিমেয় মৈত্রী মানুষকে দান করেছিলেন, তখন তো তিনি কেবল শাস্ত্র প্রচার করেননি, তিনি মানুষের মনে জাগ্রত করেছিলেন ভক্তি। সেই ভক্তির মধ্যেই যথার্থ মুক্তি। খ্রিস্টকে যারা প্রত্যক্ষভাবে ভালোবাসতে পেরেছেন, তারা শুধু একা বসে রিপু দমন করেননি, তারা দুঃসাধ্য সাধন করেছেন। মহাপুরুষেরা এইরকম আপন জীবনের প্রদীপ জ্বালান। তারা কেবল তর্ক করেন না, মত প্রচার করেন না, তারা আমাদের দিয়ে যান মানুষ রূপে আপনাকে। This is his saying. Now let me, if I may translate it in English, then it is like this. Please forgive me because my translation may have several errors. Now it is like this, that in India, the mottos or the verses of Upanishad have given strength, to man. But those are mantras, or you can say sacred mystic words, a subject of meditation. Those persons within whom the inner messages of these mantras or mottos have been reflected or realized, if they come as direct beings or manifested beings within us as our nearest one, then that is our huge opportunity. This is because a scriptural teaching does not speak as a human voice, but human speaks. The human voice is easy to understand. It eases our path of realization if we can love those who have loved human beings. When Buddha gave immeasurable amity, then he certainly did not propagate only scriptural teaching. He kindled devotion in the minds of human beings. Salvation, in the real sense of the term, is encapsulated within that devotion. Those who have genuinely loved Christ, they have engaged themselves, not only to control the complexes, but they have done wonders. They have made impossible possible. Great men illuminate the light of their own life philosophies. They do not do arguments only. They do not propagate their doctrines only. They present their inner human selves to us. So therefore, this paragraph speaks volumes about his viewpoint. That is, he is giving more emphasis, that the Avatar Purush, you can say the Supreme Persons or the Avatar Purush or Avatars, they are the good human beings. They are the good human beings. They are the very embodiments of love, mercy, forbearance, tolerance, amity, in other words, divine qualities. So rather, if we love them, if we can love them, then this very process eases our process of realizing the God more than if we chant mantras, or you can say if we chant the sacred word that is given in our religious scriptures. This is the viewpoint of Rabindranath Tagore, because he has gone to the extent that salvation, the salvation is a term which means that we must come out from the birth and death cycle. It is our cherished goal to come out from the birth and death cycle, so that we can get the real peace. And he is telling, that Rabindranath Tagore is telling, that salvation is encapsulated within this devotion that Lord Buddha, has kindled within us through amity. So therefore, he is telling that try to love them, you see, try to love them. And it is more important than chanting the mantras. This is his opinion. In other words, he is giving more importance, that is, you see, you must love someone as manifested form, not as unmanifested form, because Lord Buddha, Lord Christ, they are the manifested forms of God, as we understand our Hindu religion and, you see, and tradition. It says like this, that they are also the supreme persons, that is Lord Christ, as we all understand. That is, as I have already stated, Lord Ramachandra has come as the first supreme person, and then Lord Krishna, then Lord Buddha, then Jesus Christ, and so on and forth. There is a series. You see, I will not go into the details. But then Jesus Christ is definitely an incarnation of God. So therefore, Rabindranath Tagore is telling that try to love him, and that he is giving more emphasis that is, you can say, on manifested form of, you can say God, or you can say a superior person. In this connection, I can recall about one conversation of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. This is especially because in this conversation, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra has actually mentioned about the name of Rabindranath. You see, one day a gentleman came and he commented upon Lord Krishna of Bhagavad Gita, and he was telling like this, that you see, Lord Krishna can at best be called as Superman, but he cannot be called as God. Lord Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra immediately asked him, why can't you call him, why can't you call him as God? Then that person said, you see, after all, he was a human being. You see, the notion of that particular gentleman was that God cannot be visible as anthropomorphic form. This was the notion. And then Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra immediately commented with strong conviction, you see, with strong conviction, that see, I do not understand anything about God except that he is a human being. You see, this was the first, you can say, reaction of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Then he said that if that God, that is, if that God means if that non-anthropomorphic God does at all really exist, then what is my relationship with him? He does not help me to procure even a ball of sweet meat made of sesame. And then he has stated that I reckon that person, that human, I reckon that human as God, within whom 6 divine qualities are kindled. And you see, I cannot understand, and then he said that I cannot understand the poems of Rabindranath without understanding Rabindranath as person. The impression of Rabindranath, you see, as person comes in my mind at first, and then comes his poems. This is the saying of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. He has also stated to this extent that when I think about compassion or kindness, then impression of a compassionate person comes in my mind at first, and then comes the feelings about compassion. And then he has asked that where does compassion reside without the existence of a compassionate person? This was the saying of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Same, that is, you see, inner message of their sayings I think are exactly same. That is, they are all telling that try to love them as person, as human being, as good human being, as good embodied person, because they are the very embodiments of love, compassion, you see, and other amity and other divine qualities. So love them at first. This is the first thing. That means Rabindranath Tagore has positioned, you can say, he has given the position of those avatars much higher position, you see, rather than their scriptural teachings. As I have already stated, he is telling that the mantra of Upanishad, or you can say the mottos of Upanishad, the verses of Upanishad, yes, they have given strength to man, but after all, they do not speak. Only a human being speaks. So therefore, a human being, that is a manifested form of God. You can say God, or you can say superior person if you do not like this term God. You see, we must love those persons. So in conclusion, I would like to say that, you see, here lies the greatness of Rabindranath Tagore, and you see, I offer my respect and honor to that great world poet Rabindranath Tagore. So, live in love. Joy Guru.